Leyte Tourism and Service.
Hi, good morning. Buhay, good morning. Welcome to the Leyte Tourism and Historical Photo Exhibit. Can I take video?
Yes po.
Okay.
But the information po on the whiteboard man.
Pwede panning lang tayo?
Yes po.
Okay, sige.
Ang pwede po plastic na lang po.
Opo.
Anong address na lang po or from where you are?
Thank you.
We also offer a free guided tour, ma'am, or you prefer to just walk around?
Pwede rin, magkano ba?
Free.
Free lang? Sige, thank you. Pwede? Sige.
Eto.
Sino po ang mag-assist? Oo, sige.
Sige, pati ito kami yung side.
So may pa-tour po tayo dito ha. With me is...
Cyril.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, welcome to Leyte Tourism and Historical Photo Exhibit. I am Cyril, an intern from Leyte Normal University, and I will be your tour guide for today. So our tour will be divided into two parts. First, we will discover the rich history of Leyte during World War II. Then on the other side, we will explore Leyte famous tourist attractions, delicacies, and festival. So now, let's begin with the history of Leyte, starting with these three studies. So here we have a U.S. Army dressed in his complete set of uniform. And on the other side, we have a Commander Filipino guerrilla. And as you can see po, he's holding a Japanese battle flagship. Because it was said that when they kill a Japanese soldier, they collect their flags as a sign of victory. And at your front, we have a Filipino guerrilla. And as you can also observe, this uniform is quite big for his size because it was only borrowed from the U.S. Army. So these people are not the real people during World War II. They're just model representing the hero of our past. So moving on, we have here the two maps of Leyte, the old map and the new map. So first, let's take a closer look to the old map of Leyte. So back then, Biliran and Southern Leyte were still part of Leyte province. But because of political and administrative ordinances, they separated. So they also used this map as a strategic map by the Allied forces during the war. So next, now we have here the new map of Leyte. So wala na po dito yung Biliran and Southern Leyte.
Biliran is a different one.
So it is now subdivided into 5 districts consisting of 40 towns and 11 block blocks. So ito pong 11 block blocks, these are the brave municipalities who joined to fight against Japanese. Yes. So moving on, we have here the actual footage during World War II. Specifically, the Leyte Gulf Battle that lasted for 3 days, starting from October 24 to 26 in 1944. So ito po yung situation nila dati during the war. So Abuyog, Albuera, Capoocan, Dagami, and at the back of this panel, that is now the current state of those municipalities who are affected during the war. So ito na po sila ngayon. Apektado lang. So here po, we have here the Palo. Metropolitan Cathedral of Our Lord's Transfiguration. So, during the war, as you can see po, may mga pasyente kasi it served as a temporary hospital for the wounded soldier. So, it was built in 1596 and actually this cathedral is now already 430 years old. So, this cathedral was built by the Jesuits and maintained by the Augustinians and Franciscan. And ito din po yung the second oldest church here in Leyte. So the first is, the oldest one is located in Carigara, the Holy Cross Parish. So now the cathedral, here is the current state now of the Palo Cathedral. Yun po. Yes po. Yes.
Kapalo.
Yes. So we also have here the Tolosa Barrack. It also served as a base by the Allied forces during the war. So next, we have here the Old Provincial Capitol. So this is the place where Sergio Osmeña sworn his presidency, and this building also served as a temporary seat for the Philippine Commonwealth government on October 23, 1944 to February 27, 1945. So, yeah, ito po yung place where Serious Mena sworn his presidency with the presence of General Douglas MacArthur. So, we also have here a Japanese commander. So, his captain is Oyamazuri. So, he is actually assigned in Dulag. So, according to the native, he is different to the other Japanese because he is kind, generous, and a friend to everyone. He even ordered this man not to abuse the locals and the prisoners. So, on April 22, 1943, a group of Filipino guerrillas led by Lieutenant Jose Nazareno planned to attack his garrison. But Captain Izo Yamazui, he arranged to meet them outside the town para daw maprotektahan ng the civilians from the harm. So, he was killed and ambushed in Barangay del Pilar, Dulag. So, to honor him in his memory, they built a shrine dun po sa Dulag. So, below, we have Colonel Roberto Camillon. He was the one who instructed to ambush the Japanese, including him. So, after the war, he became a Secretary of National Defense of the Philippines.
How many soldiers died during that
The war.
war? Mga
Pero marami po talaga.
marami?
Yes. So, around this battle, we honor the 14 unsung hero, or what we call the veterans, who served during the war. So, among this legend, 7 are still alive, but 7 sadly had already passed away. So, we have here Mrs. Gregoria Badeo. She is now the currently oldest veteran among the 7. She is now 100 years old.
Still alive?
Yes, po. Sa Burawin po. So supposedly, the oldest is Mrs. Gervasia Go Apostol, but she sadly passed away last year at the age of 104. Yes. So here are the veterans that are still alive right now. Mrs. Gregoria, Mr. Marcelino, Mr. Anselmo.
All alive.
Yes po, ito po sila din
Alive
po.
din yan?
Yes. Ito lang po.
Saan ang base nila?
Hindi ko po alam, pero ito siya, taga Burawin po.
Malayo.
Burawin. Summer yan eh.
Itong picture ba na sa Google?
Burawin. Leyte lang.
Babay na.
Sa Leyte.
Nieves
So,
Fernandez.
yes, this is Nieves Fernandez. So, before the war, actually, she
Teacher,
is a
no?
school teacher.
Oh.
But she trained herself how to fight using bolo and a rifle after her students were threatened to be abducted by the Japanese soldiers. So, she became a fearless leader and lead 110 Filipino guerrilla fighters.
Yung malaking reward na. Kung
yes.
sino mga ano sa sayo.
In the span of 2 years and 6 months, her team was able to defeat 200 Japanese soldiers. So, this photo, she is, Nieves Fernandez, and this is a US Army, Andrew Lupiba. So, pang tinuturo niya how to kill a Japanese using bolo. So, she even, featured in a newspaper called the Lewiston Daily Sun. So, her enemies were so afraid of her that they offered 10,000 pesos to anyone who can cut her or kill her. But even though she had 10,000 bounty on her head, none of them did not succeed to kill her. But barrel po siya sa right forearm niya, pero hindi po siya namatay because of that. Yes po. So, she lived in her 90s, but she died due to old age. So, now, moving on, we have here the historical landing of General Douglas MacArthur with the Allied forces on October 20, 1944 at Red Beach, Palo. So here, actually this photo was taken 3 times. It took them 30 minutes to perfectly capture this iconic picture because MacArthur is known for being a perfectionist. So parang paulit-ulit sila hanggang sa
So, nag-pictorial din pala
3
sila?
times. Yes. So there were actually
Ito na yung ng monument doon.
Yes. So there were actually 3 Filipinos who were with him during the landing. It is Serious Mena, Carlos Piromulo, and Francisco J. Salveron. But according to the published article, there were only 2 kasi po during the landing, si Francisco J. Salveron is already a US citizen. Yes po. So we have here Serious Mena, the 4th President of the Philippines and the 2nd President of the Philippine Commonwealth Government. Francisco J. Salveron, he served as a military aide by General Douglas MacArthur. William Dunn, he is a war correspondent, journalist. He was the one actually who covered the Leyte landing. Actually here, as you can see, it is a typewriter. So he used to write a report and later broadcast it in the radio. Yes. We have here Here, Richard K. Sutherland. He served as a chief of staff and close advisor to General Douglas MacArthur. Next, we have here Curfew Whitney. He is served as a secretary and close legal advisor also with General Douglas MacArthur. And Carlos P. Romulo, he was a distinguished Filipino journalist and a diplomat who played an important role during World War II since he has a connection with General Douglas MacArthur. And we have here the iconic picture of General Douglas MacArthur. So actually this photo was taken in Manila and he's already 64 years old at that time. Yes.
64 years old that time.
Okay. Now that we already discovered the rich history of Leyte during World War II, now let's explore the latest famous tourist attractions, festivals, and delicacies. Here po.
Hello.
Hi, I am Angeline and I will be your guide for the latest tourist attraction. So first up, we have here the Big Shopping Farm in San Miguel. So this is known as a agricultural-based tourism establishment, and they offer here is swimming pool, play areas, and a restaurant which is perfect for your family and friends. And if you're also an adventure lover, they also provide here an ATV trail ride which allow you to explore the scenic surrounding. And they provide also here a dining and accommodation. We have also here Mount Inapuso of Tolosa Leyte. There is a pilgrimage site which has 487 steps to reach the tower.
187?
487.
400? Wow.
Dito po, makikita po natin sa Tolosa. Tolosa. 30 minutes po.
30 minutes from here.
And we have here, you can see Ulverabu Resort. This is a natural cold spring resort. And the pool is man-made, but the water comes naturally from the mountains. Cold spring. Yes. And Lahad ng Volcano National Park, it is a famous as a camping site, and it is classified as a dormant volcano, which means it is currently inactive but still considered potentially active, according to the Philippine News Agency on July 2020. And we have here Balay ni Tatay Farm in Babatuan, Leyte. So this is owned by Dr. Flora Junji Caminforte, and the name Balay ni Tatay reflects a peaceful home-like atmosphere, and it is a relaxing place close to nature as it's surrounded by the mountains. And we have here MacArthur Park, which is located outside the building, and it commemorates the landing of General Douglas MacArthur and the Allied forces. Palau Cathedral, it is the second oldest church here in Leyte. And beside is a mass grave where around 1,000 victims of Super Typhoon Yolanda were laid to rest. And though 291 bodies were identified. And we have also here the Leyte Provincial Government Complex, which is located at West Bypass Road, Gindapunan, Palau. And as you can see, it has 15 pillars, represents the 13 Sangguniang Panglalawigan, 1 governor, and 1 vice governor. And moving forward, we have here the road network map, so which determines the travel time from here in Palau, and if you travel to somewhere in the province of Leyte, like for example, from here in Palau to Barogo, it will take you more or less 50 minutes, depending on the vehicle that you're riding. Yes. And on this panel, we have the Breakneck Bridge. It is the bloodiest site during the war, because there were Japanese soldiers who stayed in here, but the Americans banned and attacked them here. So marami pong mga namatay dito na mga Japanese po. And it is also called a breakneck bridge because it is located in the mountain. So whenever the Americans were trying to climbing a way back here, it felt like their breath is snaking because parang gumaganon po sila. And we have here, the Sabang Dagitan Surf Camp. This is our mini Siargao here in Leyte. And they also offer here a skateboarding and surfing lessons. And Casa Marcos Resort, this place is perfect for relaxation and staycation also. And Busay Falls, this is a natural attraction with cold and fresh water coming from the mountain spring. And if you don't know, Busay means falls. So it's like falls. Yes po. And we have here Dawaon Island in Tabango. So it is called Dawaon because of the dawa-dawa trees that surrounds the island. And they offer here a swimming pool, surfing, and even a cliff jumping also. We have here the Buga Buga Hill. So the story behind this is connected to Breakneck Ridge. So during the time that the Japanese are naglaban sila doon sa Breakneck Ridge, yung Japanese nga nag-retreat po sila dito. So tumago po sila sa Buga Buga Hill. And because of that po, wala na po silang supply. So maraming namatay, nag-suicide po, tapos ayun po, they even reached to the point of cannibalism. And we have also here Sibugay Mountain Resort of Albuera. They feature here a swimming pool, a river, and a hanging bridge. And we have here the Bundari Peak. So in order for you to get here, you need to hike for almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. And Bundari comes from the English word boundary. So this is the boundary of Matagop, and Goliaca. And if you reach the peak, you will see also the Kalangaman Island, the Buga Buga Hill, and the Tamuanan Mountain Range. And speaking of Kalangaman Island, we have here, this is our mini Boracay here in Leyte. Yeah. Mini Boracay.
Kalangaman Island.
Yes po. And Kalangaman Island is rooted from the word langgam. In Bisaya, langgam means bird. So, if you could see in an aerial view, the shape of the island sandbar looks like a bird flapping its wings.
Yeah.
So we have here Castanya Spring Resort. This is a natural cold spring also. This is perfect for this summer because the water here is colder than Cansigui Barabon Resort. And we have here Tambaan Farm Cafe of Hilongos. This is our mini Netherlands here in Leyte. But unfortunately, it is currently closed now and under renovation due to Typhoon Tino last year. Yes po. We have here Hindang Cave and Wild Monkeys of Hindang. If you visit here, you will see the rock formations and a true guided tour. And they also offer here a scenic zip line, of course. And here, there are a lot of monkeys there that you should avoid eye contact as they tend to be aggressive. Yeah. And this panel, we have here the Mahaba Island. So out of four islands here in Leyte, this is the longest one. So that's why it's called Mahaba Island.
Okay.
Yeah. We have here Canigao Island. This place is known as a crystal clear water and white sand fall. And they also offer here swimming, snorkeling also. And we have here San Juanico Bridge of Tacloban City. This is the second longest bridge here in the Philippines with 2.16 kilometers long. And fun fact, if you travel from Leyte to Samar, the bridge will form into S. And from Samar to Leyte, L. Yes, pa. Yes, pa. We have here Leyte Provincial Capital. This is the old capital of Leyte. And this place also has, this place is, dito po nag-swear si Serious Banya ng Philippine Commonwealth Government. We have also here the Santo Niño Shrine. This is the old rest house.
The museum
yes,
of
po.
Romualdez family?
Yes po, Marcoses po.
Okay.
And
Marcos.
if you visit here, you'll see their antique collections, their paintings, and the furnitures that were being placed. Yeah. And they also offer here a tour guide po.
I've been there yesterday.
150 pesos po. I think 150 pesos.
200
Ay,
and 250.
200 na po. Okay.
250 na siya ba? I've been there yesterday.
And we have here the Sea of Clouds and It is our mini Baguio here in Leyte. And the best time to visit here is around 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. to witness the sea of clouds and the sunrise also. And we have here the Lake Danao of Ormoc City. This is guitar shape, and this is the deepest lake here in Leyte. And lastly, the Ormoc City Community Museum and Art Gallery. So before, this is the City Hall of Ormoc, but now it transformed to a museum po. Sa Ormoc po. Yeah. And that's end with the tourist attraction. Let's proceed to the festival.
Mabuhay! I am Nina, student intern from Leyte Normal University, and I will be your tour guide for the lively and the colorful fun of the tour, the festivals of Leyte, and also the delicacies. So first up, we have here the Pintadas Kasadyaan Festival of Tacloban City, Leyte, which is celebrated every June 27 in honor to Senor Santo Niño de Tacloban, and also to celebrate the culture and history on highlighting the Pintados known as the Tattooed Warriors. And next we have here the Buyugan Festival of Abuyog Leyte, which is celebrated every August 29. So the festival's name comes from the Waray word buyog or bubuyog, which means bees. So that's why you can see colorful costumes and dances. So this is a family graving enacting the landslide that happened in Abuyog last year 2022. We have here the Lingani Festival of Alang-Alang Leyte, which is celebrated every June 19, and the festival's name as well comes from the Waray word Lingana, which means bell or campana in Tagalog. And also there's a story behind this that before, the bell were used to scare away the pirates and warn the communities. And next we have here the Batong Festival of Babatlan Leyte, which is celebrated every May 10. So this festival commemorates the founding of the town natives from Bohol. Yes po. And moving forward here, we have the Buraburun Festival of Burawin Leyte, which is celebrated every December 8. So the festival's name as well comes from the Waray word Burabod, which means spring, highlighting the town's many springs and rivers. Karayhakan Festival of Javier Leyte, which is celebrated every May 28. So the word Karayhakan means fun, joy, and merriment, which perfectly captures during the celebration of fiestas. And we have here the Heraete Festival of Leyte Leyte. So this festival features ritual dances that depicts the battle of the invaders and the brave Lateños. Himurasek Festival of Matagob Leyte, which is celebrated every September 25. And the word Himurasak in the local dialect means abundance, symbolizing prosperity and blessings. Moving forward here on this panel, we have the Magsanga Festival of Merida Leyte, which is celebrated every March 2. So the term Magsanga, or this festival, was inspired to the Mount Magsanga in Merida, and the term Sanga means branching out, referring to the mountain distinct twin peaks. Tabon Festival of Tabon Leyte, which is celebrated every June 13. So this festival promotes the town's reputation as a serene town, disciplined, and welcoming people. This is also a celebration of their patron saint, Saint Anthony de Padua. Pasaka Festival of Tanawan Leyte, which is celebrated every August 14. So this festival celebrates in honor to the Lady of Assumption Parish, and combining both religious devotion and cultural celebration. So back in Tacloban City, we have here the Sangyao Festival, which is celebrated every June 29 to 30. It features parade of lights, street dances, and vibrant cultural performances, and this is a must-see event in June. And also in honor to the patron saint, Santo Niño de Tacloban. Yes po. And lastly, for the festivals, we have here the Piña Festival in Ormoc City. So this festival highlights the city's pineapple industry through colorful dances and vibrant or lively festivities. This is also in honor to the bountiful harvest of the pineapples. And also, it's said that when you come to Leyte, you can taste the sweetest pineapple in Ormoc City.
We've been there, but then I haven't tasted it.
Oh, I think you must try. You must try. So moving forward to the delicacies here in Leyte, we have here the bukayo. It is a Swedish dessert made from young coconut strips simmered with sugar. Moron, our native rice cake made of glutinous rice with, cooked in coconut milk, often with cocoa. Binagol, it is made of marsh taro and with coconut milk placed in a coconut shell wrapped in banana leaves. Next, we have the pastillas in Carigara. This is made from carabao or cow's milk with sugar, and this is one of the famous pasalubong here in Leyte. And moving forward to this panel, we have here the Roscas from Carigara, Barugo, and San Miguel. This is a crescent-shaped butter cookie made of flour, butter, sugar, eggs, and anise. Torta, this is our version of a pound cake. We have chocobud or suman magsaysay from Baybay, Hilumos, Baton, Mahaplag. This is made of sticky rice with choco-flavored variation fillings wrapped in banana leaves. And we have the langka chips in Baybay City. So this is a vacuum-fried langka chips made from jackfruit. We have here the aracet. This is made from lumpia palm flour with young coconut and sugar. The tuba, the local red wine known in Leyte, this is also came from the coconut tree. We have the lawot-lawot. It is a hearty vegetable soup that consists of 35 local vegetables with coconut milk. So that's the end of our tour. I hope you learn and enjoy something with us today, and we hope to see you again, because here in Leyte, we don't say goodbye. Instead, we say, see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you for
So ito yung mga ano ninyo.
We shall return.
We shall return. So ito yung mga souvenirs.